Yeah, in this particular activity, they are testing you on HTML only on HTML, not on CSS. You know that nowadays the websites are styled, website appearance is given using a technology called CSS, cascading style sheets. HTML is used to structure the website. CSS is used to give the look and feel of the website. Therefore, uh, if you use a version like this one, in this we can switch the CSS off so that we can have a strict HTML code only, which go in line with the requirement of the uh, activity. But if you use a newer version, a later version, even CS4 and ahead, they don't generate. I mean, they are strictly on CSS. The moment you change the color of a font, it adds CSS rule. So then you won't be able to satisfy the requirement of the activity. When the activity says like, okay, change the background color of the page using HTML code, this one puts CSS into that. So you will be kind of confused. Right? And you can't go and, I mean, if you try removing the CSS and putting HTML into that, that takes time. That's the reason I'm suggesting CS3. Or else you have to use a software like Composer, which is suggested in the book. But more than Composer, this one is much more easy. Okay, so right now, Isumi, you also talk to your exam center, write to them and see whether you can get CS3 installed for the exam. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Should we call to them?
Is it
I mean,
British?
it's them. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can call or you can even write to them or you can even check through your school,
Okay, sir.
right?
Okay, sir.
But the thing is, like, if they don't have, or if they might say, like, "Okay, we don't have the setup for that, and it's too old and things like that." But you have to kind of convince them, okay, I can give the setup if you want, and I need this because of these reasons, um, and let me have it. So then they should make it available. I mean, you anyway, you will be doing it in your school, no? So I think best thing is to go through your teacher and talk to British Council, right? Otherwise, the problem
Okay,
is
sir.
if you learn CSS, I mean CS3 here, and when you go to the exam, if it is not available, then you'll be in trouble, right? Mm, just in case, to be on the safe side, we learn a bit of Composer as well, um, because Composer is there, I mean, suggested in the book anyway. But let's try to get CS3 also because it's so easy, right? Right. So it is like this. I sent you a link. You try to download and install Autonomy. Uh, so the moment you open CS3, it would look like this. Dreamweaver CS3. Right. And the next thing to do is you go to modify. Um, no, first get an HTML page. Just click on HTML. And as soon as you get it, you can see that uh, it has some information over here at the top. So this says HTML, XHTML 1.0. So that's an old version of HTML. And nowadays we use HTML version 5. Therefore, uh, this is not relevant to the present. So then That's one thing you should notice, right? The other thing is you go to modify and select page properties. Sorry, not that. File. Where was it? Where was it? Edit. Yeah. You go to edit, preferences. Right. Now this is the important part. Right. Before you start working, you go to edit, preferences. In preferences, you have these two options. I mean, this is the main option. Use CSS instead of HTML tags. If this is switched on, it will generate CSS for every styling that you do. If this is switched off, it will strictly use HTML tags. Okay, it uses CSS tags. I mean HTML tags. So this has to be ticked off. If you want, you can tick off this as well, because this says use strong and EM in place of B and I. Now, strong is a tag used to make the text bold. And earlier tag that they used was B for bold. But now they use strong. Earlier, to make it italic, text italic, they use I, but now they use EM for emphasis. So if you tick this one, it will use the new tags instead of the old tags. But if you look at the book, you will see they have used B and I. But it's okay, even if you use strong and EM, that's okay. It's up to you. You can take this off, then it will use the old tags B and I. But important thing is this, you have to take this off so that it won't use CSS. So that was in edit preferences, right? By the way, which you can even do it before adding an HTML page. Edit preferences, keep this ticked off. Right, after that, you can take, or even before that, you can take an HTML page. So the next thing you need to notice is that this is an outdated HTML version. So let's make it relevant to the new version. Right, so if you use a later version of Dreamweaver, it would definitely put the new version. Since this is old, it added this one. So let's convert this into new version. All you got to do is just remove these two lines and put like this, greater than sign. And Tanumi, do you have any exposure to these tags, HTML tags?
Sort of.
No? Yes, no?
Sort of.
Sort of, right. Okay. Right. So, right. When you are doing the lesson, I will, teach you some of these. That is also important. So greater than, and then exclamation mark, and then you type doc type, and then space HTML, and then you close the greater than sign. That's all. That makes this web page HTML file. And after that, we need to have the HTML tag again. So doc type HTML is the doc type declaration for HTML5. And then we start with HTML. Then we have head. Now these are called tags. In HTML, these are called tags. Now these tags are used to lay out the HTML page. Now HTML will be the language of the web. So this HTML language will be displayed or rendered on a web browser. We can't see the output of this here. We need to publish this on a web page, and that web page will be displayed on a web browser. So these are tags, and you can notice that some tags have like this, some tags have a /. So this is the starting tag, and this is the ending tag. Ending tags have a / at the beginning. So you have HTML, you have head. You can see the head closing tag is here. This is the basic structure of an HTML page. And inside the head, you have some information, some data about the page. like meta HTTP equivalent content type, like this. Don't worry about this one. Just let it be there. And then the title is there. This is the part which adds the title to your web page, which means this will appear on the title bar of your web browser. For example, my first web page, right? And then the head closes, and then comes the body. Whatever you place inside the body will be displayed on the web browser. So all the content go into this between the body and the body, right? Paragraphs, pictures, and everything, tables, everything go into the body section. And then finally you close HTML. So this is the basic structure of your web page, HTML web page. Understand? Understand, Tanami? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So let me put this into a Word document. Right? Right. Now in the activity, you are not required to write HTML code. You just need to design the page. So it's pretty much easy, but you need to have an idea about uh, how the HTML tags work, because they will ask you to extract the HTML tags and change some of the tags. Right. So let's start designing a small page. I'm going to get a new one. And okay, anyway, I have the new one. I have the page already. So I'm going to save this page. File, save as. Now remember, in the exam, it's always better to have a separate folder for this. Now you'll be having your data files folder. So inside the data files folder, let me put it this to the place, right? Yeah. So if this is your data files folder, it's important. I mean, it's better you create a folder first and name it as website or something, right? And then you can put everything that is needed to be placed in this website here. You might have your files in here that they have given, like images and everything, but still it's better you put everything there. Yeah, basically you copy the files needed, like the images that you need, and put it into this one, right? Because these websites, they work with links. So if you don't link it properly, then it will not work. The links will not work, and they might look at how you have linked also. So it's better to create a folder like this. Okay. Now the very first page in a website is called the home page, and the home page is given a file name as index.html, right? And also notice that we also sometimes use htm. So it's better you stick to one extension. HTML is right. If you use HTML, use HTML across all the pages, because in this activity you will have to create maybe one page, maybe 2 or 3, or maximum 4, right? But it's really easy because you do one and then you customize the other pages. It won't take much time. Roughly, you should take half an hour maximum for this activity. So index.html, I would use HTML across everything and then save. Right. Now, if you go to your folder, website, you have the HTML file. Now to view this, you need to double click and it will open in a web browser like Chrome. Currently, you can't see anything because we didn't add anything into the body. But you can see one thing, that is the title bar, my first web page. See? So whatever you place in the title tags appear here. All right. Okay, so the next thing is, as I told you, like we are not going to write any HTML code. We just modified this to make it suitable for the current standard. The rest will be done in design. So you can switch to design view and do the rest here. Okay. Now this is not the current method of creating a website, right? But for the requirement of the activity, we will be using tables. We'll be using tables to arrange our work or the components of the website. But it is not the standard that we follow now. So the first thing is to get a table. You can go to insert and table, and we can just give a number of rows and columns, keep the border thickness as 1, and okay. So we got a table. Second thing we can do is we can lay out the table so that we can place the content on the web page. Now, sometimes they give the layout, sometimes we have the freedom of selecting a layout. Okay. Before we do the layout, it's important that we see this whole table across the whole page, right? If you want to see how this looks like right now, we'll save. And also notice here in the tab, you see a star. That means this is not saved yet. So you can hit Control S, save, and go and open your HTML page, and you can see the table is appearing now, right? Now, sometimes the table will not appear across the whole page. To make sure that it appears across the whole page, let's click on the page, sorry, the table, just click on the border of the table, right? And if you click on the border of the table, you will be in table properties over here at the bottom. But you have to click it properly, right? You click on the border. Now this is the page properties. You click on the border of the table, and now you are in the table property. You can see here, body table. In table properties, make sure the width is set to 100%. Now it's already set. That's why it stretched across the whole page. So make sure that you put 100 there and set this to percentage, not pixel, percentage. 100% means it takes the full width of the page. Right. Next thing is to adjust the columns and rows so that it fits our layout. So I'm going to pull this down over here, right? Because this row is going to be my header. I'm going to bring this here. This is where I'm going to put the logo. And then this one like this. So I can put the content here, any content, and here I'm going to have a navigation. In a website, we need to have a navigation to browse through the other pages. If you want to go move between pages, you need a navigation. And this row, of course, I don't need this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this and right click table, delete row. And the last row, I'm going to pull this down a little bit because this is going to be my footer area. So these are the basic components in a web page, right? You have the header, and you will place the logo there. You will place some kind of title of the page, or maybe a header image here. And then you will place the content here. maybe you have divided the content into two or just one cell, and then you might have a navigation, right? Whether it's it might be a vertical navigation or horizontal navigation with some navigation buttons, and then finally you have the footer, right? Next thing is, I don't need this division, so I'm going to merge these two cells. Highlight, right click, table, merge cells. And here also I don't need, just highlight like this, right click, table, merge cells. And the last row, I'm going to merge like this. Isumi, what you can do is, you can try this out because you have already done this. You can just try it out now. And Thanumi, you can watch since you have not installed this yet. And then you can watch the video and do it leisurely. Isumi, you can do this now so that it will be a revision for you. So highlight like this, right click, table, merge cells. Okay, now I have got the layout I wanted. All right. The border is thicker. That's okay. We'll sort it out later. And also you notice that there is a gap on the top and the left corner between the border of the page and the border of the table. That also will fix. But don't forget to save. Try, right? Can you see the asterisk? That's not saved. So Control S, and then go to the browser, keep the browser open and refresh. Okay, there you go. Still, you have plenty of space vertically. That's all right. When you put content, it will automatically go down. But the width is fine. Width is taking the full page width, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a logo there. Before adding the logo, can you see the cursor is in the middle? Let's bring the cursor up, then it will be easy to fit everything with the border here. To bring it up in the properties, you have cell, horizontal alignment, and the vertical alignment. So I'm going to take vertical alignment to the top. There you go. So before you add anything here, I think it's better you change the vertical alignment to the top. Okay, now I'm going to insert a picture. Go to insert, image. Let's see whether we can take a picture, sample picture, images. Okay, now before adding the picture, as I told you, if this is your data files folder, it's important that you go to the images and select the picture that you want to add. I'm going to add this one as the logo and maybe this one as another image. So I'm going to copy this and come back to the website folder. And paste them there. Right? Even though they have given it in a separate place under images, I am bringing them here. Why? Because then it's easy for you to link, right? Because everything is in one folder, right? This may not be the perfect way of organizing the content, but for this activity, because time is limited, this is fine, and they're not going to look at how you have organized this. But it's important that you get the links right. So from index page, we can link to the image. From index, we can link to the scuba diver. Right, so it's not going to be complicated if you keep everything here. So I would advise that you copy the images and place them here. Now I can insert the image. Okay, when the image is added, it'll ask for something like this, alternative text. Now alternative text is a description about the image that will be displayed if the image doesn't appear on the page. You must have seen this. If the image doesn't appear, there will be some text describing an image which should have been there. And also this will help blind people to access the web page, because it reads, screen readers read the alternative text because they can't see the picture. So it's a standard now that we add alternative text. But in this one, yeah, in the book also, I think, yeah, alternative text was there. It's pretty simple. Just add some description, like simple description, like logo. Just type something. That's it. Okay. Right now, this is so big. What you can do is you can go to the properties here and reduce the size. But you can see it gets stretched. So it's better you scroll down and right, and then reduce it like that. But then you can see the borders change. Just click outside a little bit, and then let's bring these up. You can just move these borders up and down, left and right, like this. Okay, like that. Okay, so now I have got the logo, and here I'm going to put a title. If you remember, this one was Celtic scuba diving something. So this is going to be my title, and here I'm going to have the navigation, and here I'm going to have the footer. So I'm in the footer, I'm going to put copyright Celtic scuba. Now the thing is, in the exam, they give the text for this, right? 2014. Right. If you want to align this, just click and align it to the center from the properties. Align. And this one will give a bigger font size. And to do that, you can even use headings. In HTML, we have headings 1 to heading 6. Heading 1, these are pre-formatted headings. If you select heading 1, it will be bigger. If you select heading 6, it will be smaller. You can give a heading 1, for example. Most of the times in the question, they ask you to add the heading 1 to the heading, right? Otherwise, you can give a font size here. You can use these font sizes and increase, or else use pre-formatted headings. This one, okay, let's keep it as heading 4 or something. Yeah, and just bold as well, right? And here I'm going to have the content. Now, content, let's copy from, they will give a Word file or something where you can copy the content. For this one, I'm going to take some dummy text from Lorem Ipsum. This is a dummy text used since a long time back, over 2000 years old, used in the printing industry. You must have seen this in templates. Okay, again, before I add that text, I'm going to take the cursor up. I didn't do it for this one though, because it's anyway going to be vertically centered. This one, I'm going to change the vertical alignment to the top and then paste it. So that's going to be my first paragraph. Right. And after the paragraph, I'm going to have a picture. I already copied a picture to the folder. So go to insert image, and then I'm going to add this picture. Again, an alternative text. So scuba diver. So for blind people who use the screen readers, it will read. The screen reader will read this out so that they can hear it. Right. So if you want to give a particular size for this, you can give the sizes here. Sometimes they give you a size. Okay, set this size to so and so. Right. You can give the width and height, and then I'm going to align this to the center. Fine, that is done. All right. Let's see how it looks like. Save it. Go to the browser and refresh. Right. So this is more than enough. I know it doesn't look like a modern website, but this is more than enough, right? Next is to add a background color. Let's say they wanted you to add a background color to this page. Then, of course, you can go to modify page properties, because this has to be applied to the whole page. Modify page properties. And there you can select the background color. Now, sometimes, or most of the time, they give a color code. And you know the color codes are there. There's a color coding system called hexadecimal color code, which looks like this here, over here, there, hashtag 009999. And they are the first pair of values represent red, second pair represents green, and third pair represents blue, RGB colors. So you can either select a color like this if they have given you the freedom, or else if they have given a particular code, you can just type it there with the hashtag. Okay, so it goes like this, hashtag something like 5A. Right, the smallest number you can have in that hexadecimal is 0. The highest number is F, right? So F 6B, right? So it goes like this, 0 to 9, and then it goes as A, F for 10, B, C, D, E, F, 0 to F. Right, so that's the color. And remember I told you that there's a gap or a margin on top here and the left. You can remove that as well from here. You have the left margin, you can put it 0. You have the top margin, you can put it 0. Put it as 0. Okay, Tanvi?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, that's not the best color. Okay, there you go. Right. What else we need? We need the navigation. Okay, let's set the navigation down. Right. So usually for navigation, we add some buttons. I mean, we can't add buttons here in this activity because it takes time if you add real buttons. What we can do is we can just have some links and make it look like a button by adding a background color. Let's have some horizontal rectangles that will appear as buttons, which means I need to divide this cell into some rows. First thing is, let's take the cursor up, and here vertical alignment is top, and then we'll right click, table, split cell, just like you do in Word, and then let's give a number of rows. Okay, there you go. And then let's bring them up. Coding already in the channel, but I will send this as well as okay, because some another student is not there today, who's attending some Teru function. And where's Ara, Ism?
Don't know, sir.
She wanted practical, no?
Yeah.
Right. So you type home. I type home because you know, in any web page you will have the home link, which will go to the home page. And the next one I'm going to have some, you know, sample pages, right? Let's have about us. And then let's have about us. I'm going to have dive in, right? And then contact. Okay, so 3 links like this, and you can see that they are like top aligned now. I'm going to make them center aligned so that it looks like buttons. So highlight all of them at once, and then you can make the vertical alignment middle and the horizontal alignment center, like that. vertical alignment and horizontal alignment. To make them look like buttons, I'm just going to put a background color. That's all. It's like not the real buttons, right? So just add a background color. Right. So this tells that this tells the user that you are in the home page. Save it. Let's check it. All right, that's fine. So Heather, I'm in the home page. Sometimes they might ask you to add a title for this page. So I'm going to put this paragraph down a little bit. Don't worry about this. And then let's put the home page and center line. For that, I'm going to add heading 2, and then go down a little bit, click somewhere there, and then bring this up. As I told you, using table is not the ideal method here, right? Okay. And if you want to change colors of the text, highlight the text, you can change from here text color. Again, you can give a specific color. If they are given a color, you can type it in here. Hashtag AA EB44 or something. Doesn't look. So let's pick a color. Right. And for paragraph also, you can select a color. Text color. Well, my color choices are not good at all, right? Let's take, let me take white. No. Let's see, for white, it's FFFF, all F. If it is 0, if all are zeros, that will be black. Oh, let me select darker. Wait, no, it's fine. So I'm in the home page. Right. Now, the next thing is very important. That is, you need to link these. Now, you have only one page that you did. That is for home page. It doesn't matter. Right. Even if you haven't got these pages, you can keep them linked. Because once you get the index page, the home page done, we are going to duplicate that for other pages. Right. We are not going to redesign this. We are going to have the same design and duplicate it. Right. So I'm going to link this. To link, just highlight the text, and right here in the properties where it says link, you just need to give the name of the file. Name of the file, right? That is index.html. That's the name of the file we gave for homepage. If you want to open this link in a new page, you can set this target to _blank. But for the homepage, of course, you don't need. Maybe for diving or contact us, we can open it in new pages. Next, highlight diving. Right now, you haven't got a page, but you can assume a page. You can give a name of a file, right? So I'm going to call this diving.html. Make sure the file names are in lowercase with the extension. That's important, right? Diving.html. And then I want this to open in a new page. So I put _blank. So when you click diving, it will open in a new tab or a new page. Contact us. I'm going to use contact.html. And I will set this to _blank. Okay, now the links are done. Save it. Check it. There you go. These are linked now. Right? And you can see that it's kind of neat and simple, but it does the purpose. Now, if you click on home, you stay in the same page. If you click on diving, it opens a page where it says diving, but the page is not there because we haven't saved a page called diving. Contact us is also same. Okay, pardon me?
Yes.
Right. So the next thing is I'm going to add a copyright symbol for this right here. I want to add a copyright symbol. Well, the copyright symbol you can add from here. Can you see in these content? Copyright symbol is here, and just select it. And you can even add registered copyright and things like that. Just put C. Right, that's all. And how does it appear on the HTML code? Now we didn't bother to check the HTML code until now. Right, let's go and check the HTML code. If you want, you can go to code or split window. Let's go to code. Okay, now can you see the HTML has been generated automatically, and you didn't have to type any of these. You just design it, and the code is generated. But you need to have an idea about this code because they will test you on this as well. And this is short and clean. Now, if you used a later version, this would have been really long. If you used other applications like Word to create an HTML page, this will be really long with unnecessary codes. And this is pure HTML code. And it's very, very easy to extract the code if they ask questions on the HTML. Right, so the design is done. Next is to create the other pages. So remember, you duplicate the pages after creating the links. Otherwise, what will happen? You will have to open each and every page and link them again. So make sure that you link and you get the design first of the home page and then you duplicate. Also remember, sometimes they don't want you to create the home page. They will say like, okay, home page is there, just a link is fine. You start by designing diving page and contact us. Then of course, no worries. You have the layout like this. Don't put any content in the home page, but the layout should be there because across all the pages there will be a logo, a picture, standard will be there, right? And then you start designing from diving the rest of the pages, but you don't do anything here, but you have the link to the home page. Simple as that. These will be blank. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now you have to give me 10 minutes. I will quickly come back within 10 minutes. I'm going to give you a task. Isumi, you design this page like this. Tanumi, you try installing CS3 and try to get used to this interface. Try using that link and downloading and installing and give a try. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Izumi, you start designing this, right? Okay, and once I come back, we go to the last part of this, right? Okay, so give me 10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. Just give me a minute. Right, Isumi, Tanvi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Tanvi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right, so the next thing is to create the other two pages, right? Diving and content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicating this is just go to file and save as. What is the name I gave for diving? It's diving dot html. And now to notice that we have changed the page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this button. You can even pick the color using the eyedropper tool. See, you can pick the color. Before that, you can copy the exact color that we have used. From here, you can copy the color, Control C, and then I'm going to set this to the background color of the page. Background color of the page. Sorry. And then change the background color of diving, because I'm in diving page now. And let's change this also. Right, so I'm in the diving page, and also keep an eye on the file name here in the tab. Save it. Right, so diving is done. Next, I'm going to save this as contact us. So file, save as contact.html. That's the exact file name I gave for this link. Okay, but you have to be careful because you are now editing the contact page, right? So therefore, I'm going to change these titles so that I know exactly where I'm in. And then here, I'm going to set the background color to the background color of the page. And then change the background color of this to that yellow. Right, now we know that we are in contact us. Yeah, that's it. And then it's better like you open all three pages. You can go to open recent and open the index page. File, open recent. You can open the diving page. Now all three pages are there now. And accordingly, you can change the picture. You can change the description, and most of the time they give the text for this. You can just copy and paste and replace. Other than that, everything else will be the same. Okay, now time to test it. Test the whole site. Right, if you click on home page, you will be staying in the home page. If you click on diving, you can see it opens in a new page, new tab, right, diving. If you click on contact us, it opens in a new page for contacts. Understood? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically that's it. And if you don't want these lines, that should have been done beforehand when you did the index page. So I'll just show you how to remove these borders. The border is thick, so just click on the border, and here where it says border, you put 0 there. Border 1, you put 0, and still you can see a small gap between the borders. That is called cell space. So cell space, if you put 0, you won't see any gap between the border lines. Now, if you view it, there you go, it looks like this. If you think that this is fine, you can keep it like that. In fact, in web pages, you don't really see borders, right? So you can keep it like this. It's this looks more professional than having borders like that, right? But you need to do that before you duplicate the pages. Yeah, basically that's it. Now I'll take you to the final part, which is extracting HTML code. So mostly they ask some questions related to the HTML code. Something like, let's say, they ask you to extract the HTML code that was used to change the background color of the page. Right, it's really easy. What you have to do is just right click on the page, and go to inspect. Now, if you go to view page source, it will show all the whole HTML code. Now you can see that it's really, really neat because it's only HTML. There's no CSS at all, right? Or else you can just right click and go to inspect. You can take a screenshot and put it like this, and you can even highlight this section, maybe using a shape like this. I mean, it's not even though it's a little bit extra work, we are trying to impress the examiner. Look, I know exactly where it changes, right? The background color. So that's one. Let's say they wanted you to extract the HTML code that added this picture. Again, right click on the picture and go to inspect. When you go to inspect, there you go. IMG SRC, right? So that part you can right click and edit as HTML and copy this whole thing. So you don't need to go to Dreamweaver to extract that. You can do it on the web browser, which is much more easier. Right? And if you had CSS and everything all together here, you'd have seen how difficult it is to extract the HTML code. This BG color won't be here. There'll be styles. And then the question is, okay, how do I put BG color, right? And we are not really sure whether they give you, I mean, whether they are lenient on CSS. Because if you use CSS, one thing is for sure that even without knowing CSS, you can just, change the backgrounds and everything. But if it is strictly HTML, they know that you need to know HTML to do that. All right. Another example. Let's say they wanted you to extract the code for this heading. Again, right click on the heading, go to inspect, and we should have H2 there, right? Because we added H2 there. There you go. You can see it gets even highlighted. When you hover over the code, it gets highlighted. Right click, edit as HTML, copy or take a screenshot. Okay, right. Another example. Let's say they wanted you to change this, or let's say they wanted you to change the background color of the page to something else. Right? And they will ask you to show how you did it. So then, of course, you will have to go to Dreamweaver, right click, go to properties. I think it's better to go from here, modify page properties. Otherwise, sometimes it might go to properties of the table. So go to modify page properties and select, add the color that they give, and then preview, and then right click, inspect, and this time you can copy this one, edit as HTML, take the body BG color. So BG color autonomy is for background color in HTML, like that. Another example. Okay. Right. They might ask you to extract the extract the HTML code that was used to give the hyperlink to contact us page. So then right click on the hyperlink, go to inspect. Okay, there you go. Right. So hyperlinks are created using a tag called anchor. It goes like href. Href is the hyperlink reference to the page. And then can you see the target _black? And then the text that gets the hyperlink attached to. So you should look for href. Right? If you're not really sure, just hover over this. You can see it gets highlighted. But it's href which creates hyperlinks for text as well as images. So right click, edit as HTML, release, copy, and paste. Understand? Tanvi?
Yes, sir.
One more thing. Let's say they wanted you to add a hyperlink to the page. Sorry, the image. So then just click on the image, and over here we have a link. Right? Click on the image. You have the link in the properties. Now there, let's say we want this to be a link to an external site, something like www. All right, you need to give the whole web link, http://www. Let's say scuba.org or something. Let's say they have given already the link, so just copy or type there and click on the image. That's how you link an image. Just select the image and put the link there in the properties, the link section. Let's let's test it. Okay, you can see the hand is there. When you click, it goes to scuba.org, and there's a site like that. No, there's no site like that. It's a, and then let's say they wanted you to extract the HTML code that was used to hyperlink this image. Right click on the image, inspect, and you should look for ahref. But this time you can see ahref is here and the image is underneath that. Right? That's because the link is given to the image. So the image tag comes under the anchor tag. So you can't just copy the image HTML. You need to look for ahref because that's the hyperlink. So right click on ahref, edit as HTML, and you need to copy this whole thing. Right. Right, now you can see it is structured correctly. IMG is for image, is inside the anchor element. Right, here's the opening tag and here's the closing tag. So when you click on the image, it goes to this location. Okay, got it? Any questions? Isumi, any questions?
No, sir.
Tanumi?
No, sir.
All right, so that's it. Then we need to do a couple of questions in web authoring. We'll do it a little later after doing another theory chapter. What Izumi can do is you can design this and send me the screenshots. Tanumi, you can also do this. I'll upload the video in a moment. Tanumi, of course, you definitely need to do this and send me the screenshots. And then later, we'll do a couple of questions from past papers regarding web authoring. And then I'm getting a small vacation from 28th, 28th to April, I think 12th or something. So during that period, we'll do a bit more work. So yeah, be ready for that, right? Okay then, see you.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay.